Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a fellow that I put together from cells from various locations, the last of which coming from a Monsterwood event. This is Alpha Cliviast. I'm just going to go with that. And he is a legendary, he is nature, and unfortunately he's got some difficulties here in the ruin slots. Well, let's see if he's worth the gems necessary to free him from this handicap. So anyway, let's just find a home for him. Okay, he didn't want to go very far, did he? Okay, I guess he found some individuals that he wants to hang out with, I guess. Okay. Okay, I don't know what he did to them, but it looks kind of mean. They probably deserved it. Alright, so there he is. He's a cute little fella. Not really, I'm just saying that because I'm scared of him. And this is Pan. You know what? That might actually stay, just because it's so utterly bizarre a name for him. Anyway, he seems to be, he's jumping around happy. He seems to like it, doesn't he? Okay, so let's take a look at the stats. Power. Power's not bad. Life is very good. Speed isn't too bad, a little bit better than the power. Makes me wonder what his function is going to be. And, okay, he seems to be having some fun over there. Of course, I'm actually making the assumption that it is a he. It is kind of like a plant-like thing, and with that little tentacle thing in the front, it kind of looks like a little like an angler there. So, I don't know if there's some fish in there. Kind of fishy. Anyway, let's take a look at some skills. We have Angry Plant, low physical damage to one enemy. And we have Poison Canister, deals moderate nature damage to one enemy. Well, that's not so bad. And of course that skill we saw, Uncontrollable Pollen. Deals heavy nature damage to all enemies, applies possession to all enemies. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting indeed. Very, very powerful. Of course, the one thing I skipped on the way in, and of course it has to do with its nature, I'm guessing it's going to be doing a lot of poison, given the animation there, is that he is himself immune to poison. And of course, I am still assuming it's a he. I guess I'm going to have to stick with that considering where I put him. When Cliviast spread its spores, everyone collected and destroyed them to make sure it didn't reproduce. After all, killer plants aren't something you want to be surrounded by. However, they missed one spore. The strongest of them all, an Alpha Cliviast, sprouted from it. Okay, so, I mean, Mommy was a lady. I don't necessarily know that he is, so I'm just going to go with the old he thing. Alright, so let's start feeding this up, because after all, what could possibly go wrong with that? So let's get this individual here up to level 4. Okay, there's the first evolution, I suppose. Okay, all signs of cuteness have left the building. Actually, has he? No, he's come back. Good. Yeah, green teeth. Yeah, the stuff of nightmares. Alright, so in terms of the stuff of nightmares, we want to see some skills. Because I know I want to see some skills. So they start at level 7, so let's go. Drosera Sundews. Deals moderate nature damage to one enemy. Gains as much life as damage dealt. Wow. Okay, so that's a life drain, a 100% life drain? That's an interesting one to start with. I mean, that's an interesting one to start, considering that that's nearly high there. That's very high moderate damage there. So that's kind of interesting. Wow, let's keep going here. I know nothing about this individual, by the way. But level 10. Poisonous Leaves. Deals moderate nature damage to one enemy. 50% chance of applying poison. Okay, well, yeah, I think the first one was better. But, you know, we know he's going to poison. So let's continue, of course, to level 15 and another skill. Unstoppable Nature. Deals moderate nature damage to one enemy. 0 stamina, 0 cooldown. I guess, yeah? Okay, that's kind of scary. As somebody who uses General Thetes as his primary denial. That's a little on the scary side. Okay, let's continue to level 20. Inject toxins. Applies a 3-turn death countdown to target. Requires cooldown. There's a 2-round cooldown to that. Okay, so in other words, it's just gonna die. Alright, well, you know what? Why don't we just kind of put that there? You wouldn't happen to have a group version of that, would you? No? Okay, so let's go to level 25. And his final form. Paralyzing Venom. Deals heavy nature damage to one enemy. Applies poison and stun to one target. Okay, that's a 3-round cooldown, but that's kind of awesome right there. I don't know if I want to get rid of that one. See, this one here is like a really cool gimmick. But I mean, the damage is so low, I don't really... and it doesn't do anything. So I can't see that one as being... I mean, if there's a later version of that actually does something, then yeah, I could see that. But the thing about it is, you know, this isn't really going to help. It's just kind of like a little peck, you know? So I'm going to put that there for now. I mean, if they have another version of that later on, then that would be great. But as it is, no. And there's his final form of a Cliviast. Yes, I'm just going to have trouble pronouncing that. Get over it. All right, let's continue to level 30. And another skill. Absorb nutrients. Deals very heavy nature damage to one enemy. Gains as much... Okay, so that is an upgrade of that one. And it's just a 1-round cooldown, and it's very heavy. Yeah, of course we're going to take that. I mean, don't a bit ridiculous. Okay, wow, that's quite interesting. I can't wait to see that in use. Kind of scared to see what's coming, considering this is only level 30, and he already has skills that are better than some guys who are maxed out. Alright, let's go. And see what's happening at level 35? Toxic Sport... Wait a minute, is this a different one? Oh, he has a full team version of this! Isn't that special? Well, you know what? There's no reason to keep this anymore now, is there? Alright, it's a really heavy stamina. It's got a 3-round cooldown, but that's, I mean, why keep one that's going to do one when you're going to do one that's everybody? Actually, maybe that should be in the first spot. I don't know if he's got something else coming. Maybe I should have put that in the first spot. But it is level 35. Let's see what else he's got. At level 40, perhaps. Red Chlorophyll. Deals massive special damage to one enemy. Gains as much light. Wow. Okay, but this one is special damage. Okay, the new one does more damage. It's slightly more stamina. And it has an extra round cooldown. And it's special damage, which means it's always going to do... And it's a lot more damage. I'm going to obviously put that in. I'm going to put that in. Because that one is... First of all, it's a really big, solid hit. And he's going to get as much health back as he does. That's... I'd like to see that in operation there, you know? I'd like to see... That kind of a skill would work really great with something else that does a lot of damage, but also damages him, you know? That kind of thing. But I have no knowledge of that. Let's just go and see if he's got anything else. I might have to do some skill rearranging if he doesn't come up with something else. Absorb nutrients. For the moment, I'm going to put that on the front. Because I don't want it coming back, frankly. Because I can just see that one spamming me for a while. Alright, so I got a couple more chances here. First one is at level 50. Let's see if we get something else. Venom Spread. Deals heavy nature damage to all enemies. Applies poison and stun. You're going there. I just became terrified of this creature. Wow. And you know what I also just got? I got a playmate for Carlo Cambino. Yeah, I got a playmate for Carlo Cambino now that I can test with, since I have somebody who's going to do group stuns. Right, I can do that now. That's going to be the next one with Yamada, by the way. Alright, let's go, because another thing is I want this guy available, especially if we have, yeah, last war, that would have been really useful. Because we're in a war right now that has nature. He would have been so useful. I've got to unlock those rune slots, don't I? Yeah, I'm going to have to blow the gems. All right, let's go. It couldn't possibly have anything else, right? No, it couldn't possibly have anything else. No. I mean, I think I have to take this one back. I think that I do. Either that or I'm going to have to put this one in here. I mean, I don't need the poison anymore. I don't need the poison. The reason I don't need the poison is because this is a 4-round poison, but it's got a 3-round cooldown, which means if I do it every time it comes up, the poison is always going to be there unless it's resisted. But if it's resisted, it's resisted. I'm going to do this. I may change my mind later, but I'm going to do this. Mostly because this one is more damage. Absorb nutrients is more damage. It does more for him. And the poison isn't an issue. I'm going to take this for now. During testing, I may change my mind, but that's what I'm doing for now. And I seriously doubt whether there is any other skills. Inject toxins, right? That's the single target one. I mean, do I want to lose this? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't think I want to lose that. It's just too useful. It's just too useful, especially if there's a faster denial on the team already. If you have somebody going out and doing a possession, then you don't want to do the stun. So you'd probably do this and throw it on top. It's just too useful. So we're going to just say no. All right, we're just going to take a quick look, even though I doubt that there's anything else in there. No, I mean, immediately, yeah, I mean, that's a great skill. It's really tricky. It's just a 3-round cooldown really makes it hard to work into a battle pattern, you know? All right, let's take a look at these guys here. Okay, yeah, power is okay. Power is okay. Speed, you know, we're going to have to boost that speed. I think that's kind of the thing. Going to have to boost that speed. Life is good, kind of chunky. It's going to definitely benefit from that life drain. Definitely going to benefit from that life drain. Yeah, he's scary. He really is. I had no idea of exactly how scary he was. All right, so anyway, let's take a look at the skills that I chose. These are the ones that I chose. Some of these I think are no-brainers. Actually, I think the most of them are no-brainers. Definitely not. All right, here we have the biggie. Although this guy's got some biggies here now. It's really hard to say this one is bigger than any other one. But this is the one, let's face it, you're all going to pick this one, right? This is Venom Spread. Deals heavy nature damage to all enemies, applies poison and stun to all enemies. That is just a really scary skill. So they're going to be stunned. They're also going to take 1 round of poison damage while they're stunned. So there's nothing they can do about that. Then they're going to get poisoned for 3 more rounds. And of course, it's heavy damage too. You know, it's kind of, for this guy, it's kind of tempting to put damage runes on him. I think he benefits more from speed. We'll see about that. Anyway, we got the next one here. Now, this is the contention one here now. Between this one and another one, right? This one is Absorb Nutrients. Deals very heavy nature damage to one enemy. Gains as much life as damage dealt. So, in other words, he does X amount of damage. He gets X amount of health back, assuming he needs the health, right? Assuming he's damaged as much as the health will actually heal him. Obviously, if he's at full health, it's not really going to help him very much, but it doesn't do much for his target as well. So this is a 1-round cooldown. That's kind of the reason that I stuck that in there. There's another skill that I basically for now am shelving. It's not as much damage, but it's a stun and it's a poison, very much like the first skill. So you'd be kind of using it as a single target stun. The thing is, it was a 3-round cooldown, and it really kind of hampers him. This guy, without this skill, could end up, you know, basically having nothing to do for a round or two. And I don't like that. I don't like designing specs for creatures where they're not going to be able to do anything. So anyway, let's move on to this one. Now, this is the one you definitely want here now. No question about it. This is Red Chlorophyll. Deals massive special damage to one enemy, gains as much life as damage dealt, requires cooldown. This is only a 2-round cooldown. And because it's special damage, you have a very good idea how much you're going to be doing and how much health you're going to be getting back. See, if you use this one on a nature creature, you're only going to do half damage, which means you're only going to get half health back. Now, if the creature is weak to nature, you're going to get double damage and double health back. Thing about it is those circumstances are a little bit hard to deal with sometimes. Like, for instance, if you're doing this in a war, you can be guaranteed one of your targets is going to be nature. So you're going to have this problem unless, of course, you have somebody who's going to give them weakness. This one, though, is special damage, and of course, it's more special damage. It's more damage. He's going to get more health back, guaranteed. So this one, if I had to choose one of the two of them, I'm going to choose this one. This is the one that's going to help the most. And of course, there's this one in the end. Toxic Spores applies a 3-turn death countdown to all enemies. Requires cooldown. 3-round cooldown. Has a big chunk of stamina here. Is that his biggest one? No, the one in the front is the most. So this one is going to basically put Reaper on all the enemies. And then unless they do something about it, they're going to die in 3 of their own turns. So this is kind of devastating right here. Doesn't do any damage, but quite frankly, it doesn't have to. This is just too good a skill to just let go. Too good a skill to just let go. His skills are quite amazing, quite frankly. And like I said, I really want to get him into the fight quickly. Now, obviously, I have a rune slot issue with this guy. But, I mean, it's really tempting to put damage on him, considering the damage of his attacks. Look, heavy damage. Very heavy damage. Massive damage. So really, you want to do that. But, you know, his skills are such that you also wouldn't mind having speed. I mean, if you put a lot of speed on him, you might be able to make a primary denial out of him. A primary denial that does a lot of damage and also poisons. So it really depends on how you're going to use him. Are you going to try to get primary denial? Or are you going to try to make him like a backup denial where he can also stun, but also put damage on him so that when he does act, he does a lot of damage. It really depends on how you intend to use him. Myself, I'm kind of thinking about 2 speeds and a damage. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. I could change that to 1 speed and 2 damages. It really depends. He's got a good life and he would benefit from that, and his life drains would definitely help him if he got hurt. He's not a tank, but he could stay alive, especially if you're like me and you took both of them. So we're going to have to see about this. I'm going to be testing, and I'm going to be testing really soon, because I have a couple of dudes right now that I really want to get into the fight, and nobody more than him. So anyway, this is Alpha Cliviast, I think, and he is pretty darn good. Can't wait to start using him. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.